Hi there, welcome again to the Jansen Guitar Studio online guitar lessons. Today is lesson 2 and we're going to be learning D. Hopefully over the last week you've learnt to play A and E7 nice and clearly. Let's have another look at those. So A was first finger on the 4th string, second finger on the 3rd string and third finger on the 2nd string, and then we strum that. E7 was string 3 and string 5, and then we strum that. If you haven't warmed up today, just pause the video now, go away and have a wee warm up, and then we'll move on with our new chord D. Now let's learn D. First finger, 3rd string, fret 2. Second finger, 2nd fret, 1st string, and your 3rd finger over the fret bar in fret 3 on string 2. Now with D we try not to play the top string. Sometimes people will not play the top 2 strings, but it makes the sound a wee bit hollow. So we'll just drop out the top string and try and just thumb strum from the 5th string down. And that's D. So let's try D again. First finger, 3rd string in the 2nd fret, 2nd finger, 2nd fret, 1st string, and your 3rd finger goes over the fret bar on string 2. And we just strum D from string 5 down. If we play the top string, it sounds a little bit discordant, so what we do is we drop our hand for D and we thumb strum right over the sound hole. Now we're going to go on and off 8 times. So fingers off, and then 3, 1, 2, and strum. Fingers off, and back on 3, 1, 2, and strum. And so on 8 times until you can finger the chord D comfortably. Now you've learned how to play D, let's try the second thing that you always do once you've learned a chord, and that's the chord strums. Now if you have either downloaded a copy of the book or if you've bought a book online, it's quite easy to follow. There's the warm-up routines in the front, and if you just have a look at where your D is now, you'll find that there's a thing in the middle called chord strums. Now I'd like you just to go through and warm up on the chord strums, as you'll see they're on the screen now. Changing as accurately as you can and getting the clearest sound you can, and then we're going to try the song on the bottom of our sheet from last week before we move on to the sheet this week. You'll notice that the sheet from this week doesn't have a song on the bottom because it's really important that you get those 3 chords sorted out. A, 4, 3, 2, E7, 3 and 5, and D down the bottom, 3, 1 and 2. So have we practice those chord strums, and we'll see you back in just a moment and we'll try some songs. Let's look at last week's lesson on the bottom of your 4th page, and you'll see that there's a song, Michael Rowed the Boat Ashore, and it has a D in it. So now we've learnt the D, let's try that song together, singing along, and we'll add that D in. So first chord is A, 4, 3 and 2. Michael, row your boat ashore, Halley. And now above Lou is your D, 3, 1, 2. Pop your fingers on. Lou. And then back to A, Ya. Michael, row your boat and then E7's above ashore, ashore, Halley, and then to A, Lou, and then E7, Boo, and back to A, Ya, and that gives the song a bit more bounce and a bit more warmth. Okay, let's try our second long song today, Oh Susanna. So have a look at the sheet, this is what it looks like. That's also song number 2 coming from the back of your book. Remember that your book works from back to front, so when you look at your book, your lesson sheets are in the front and your songs are in the back as we work back towards the centre of your book. Okay, so here we go on our A. Oh Susanna. Well, I come from Alabama with the banjo on my, now 3 and 5, knee, back to A, and I'm bound for Louisiana, my own, E7, 3 and 5, true love 4, 2, and back to A, C. It did rain all night the day I left, the weather was bone, E7, dry. The sun was so hot I froze myself, Susanna, don't you go on and cry. Now we're going to try our new chord D, so 3, first finger on 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, strumming from our D, from the 5th string down. Oh Susanna, now A, don't you cry for E7, me. As I come from Alabama with this E7 banjo on mine, and back to A, D. Now here's verse 2 on the screen. Just pause the video and have a go at singing and playing verse 2 by yourselves, or just rewind and let's go through that first verse once again. We'll see you in a minute. Okay, so that was your second long song that we've played here so far on your second lesson. We're going to go on to the third song straight away, Jamaican Farewell. Now the reason I like this song is it's quite easy to remember. It just goes around in a chord progression. Now a chord progression is a series of chords that just goes around and you can just learn to play them, like when people are busking and they don't have a music sheet in front of them. I'm able to look at you today and you can tell that I haven't got a music sheet in front of me, and I don't actually need one because I've learnt the chord progression. The chord progression is this: you put your A on and you do 2 strums. You drop down for your D, 2 strums, slide back down that 3rd string to E7, 2 E7s, and then up a string back to our A, and then we just sing along. Down the way, we drop down for our D, where the nights are gay, and slide back to E7, sun shines daily on the, then back to A, mountain top. That was a bit rattly. Let's try the A again. Ah, that's better. I took a trip on a, let's drop down for D, sailing ship, slide back for E7, but when I reached Jamaica, and then back to our A, made her stop. Now I'm sad to say, drop down for D, 3, 1, 2, I'm on my way, slide back to E7, I won't be back for a nice clear A, many a day, my heart is down, my head is dropped down for D, turning around I had to slide back for E7, leave a little girl in and back to A, Kingston town. Now again, just pause the video, have a wee look at the second verse on the screen and see if you can strum along in your own time, get the chords as clear as you can, and then when you get back we're going to learn yet another song today, Morningtown Ride. So we're going to try our 4th song now, Morningtown Ride, and B1 number 4 if you look at your lesson sheets. We're going to try the first verse and the chorus, and then in your own time I'd like you to go through the other verses and try and work on your own rhythm and your own pace to get the nice glide on through your chord changes. Train whistle blowing, then we drop down for D, also dropping our hand down, makes us sleepy, then back to A, noise, dropping for D, underneath there, back to A, blankets go, back to D again, all the girls and our one and only E7 in the verse, boys, and now the chorus, rockin', rollin', riding, out along the bay, all bound for Morningtown, many miles away. So you notice in the chorus I sped up and got a bit of a glide on happening, and that will come as you work on those 3 chords this week. And just remember the 3-step process that you're learning to play the guitar at the moment. Number 1, on and off, still doing that 8 times. Get your chords nice and clear. All 3 of them, A, E7, and now your new chord D. Then go through your chord strums, and then when you're all warmed up, go through your songs. And we'll see you next week with lesson number 3.